Welcome to the channel, Jane Reads. My name is Jeanette. So today I am starting this vlog, but it will not be finished today because I'm going to combine a few different things. I don't even know what I'm calling it yet, but we're starting with a bookshelf reorganization, and then I'm hoping to do a book haul, but we'll see what happens. But we'll see. First though, I got a new pair of earrings. Can you see they're like hearts with hockey pucks? It's the start of the NHL playoffs and my team plays tonight. And depending on how they do before this video goes up, you may or may not find out because I may or may not talk about it. Okay, so let's look at the bookshelves. So here are my standard bookshelves. And the 4 skinny ones and that one, the half shelf. So from there all the way down to the bottom is my Christian fiction read stuff. After I filmed my April mid-month, I went to go put the books on the shelf and kind of was running out of room. So I have reorganized a little bit, which I did not show you, but I have moved all the Bibles that were on this shelf. We've put them in a different spot. And then I had my travel stuff on that very bottom shelf, that empty section. I have rehomed that as well. So I have a little bit of space, finally, to move. So what I'm going to do, and I do have an extra shelf, so I can finally have this bottom section kind of match. It's just been sitting in the back. So we are going to go through this. Now, my only thing is, there's kind of a couple things. One, this top section here is all Terry Blackstock books. And the rest of my shelves are all organized alphabetically. So this here with Lynn Austin, Barrett, Pepper, Blackburn, like all this really comes before Blackstock. However, to keep all my Blackstock together, that is why. So that is one thing I know I can change. I can finally move these up into the correct alphabetical up here and then just carry Blackstock on onto the empty shelf. However, I really like having my unread books laid down like this. So I don't want to just carry my read over one. So they're going to come over here, right? So that's what I have to figure out, how I'm going to lay it out, because I really like having them laid down like this because it's obvious which ones I've unread and which ones I've read. Other than like, you know, obviously I have these few that are the right way, like standing up. But because they're in this section, I know that they're unread. And then currently right now, the books standing up here are what's left on my TBR to read. And then what's laying down is what I have already read. I just haven't talked about it in a video yet. Like I haven't done a wrap up for it. So I'll figure out placement of that as well. But that is what I'm going to work on this afternoon, evening. I will maybe show you a little bit of the progress because it's going to become very, very messy before it becomes clean. But what I need to do first, I think, because I have these displays. So I have one here, one there, and then 2 there. So these are my most recent 5-star books. So this... Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. This is my most recent 5-star. This is what I read before that one. And then this is what I read before that one and before that one. So as I replace this book with a new 5-star read, then this one will get moved over to here. This one will get moved over to there. And then this one will go there. And this one will go on the shelves into its spot. But what I need to do first to make sure I have spots for them, I'm going to add them in so that I make sure. So that is the plan. And then they'll come back to their 5-star standout spot for now. Okay, and obviously that's what I've read physically, because there's some 5 stars I've read that I do not own physically. But okay, let's start. Okay, it is a number of hours later. I don't know how many exactly. I've had supper, and now just before the hockey game starts, I'm going to show you the finished for now. I'm sure I will play with it a little bit and probably move around a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. So there is the full shelves. I replaced the 5 stars with the ones that were there before, so the ones that are sticking out. Okay, so if we go to the top corner, we now have Austin. It begins with A. And then we carry over to Basham, Blackburn, and then we have my Terry Blackstocks. Dun, dun, dun. And then just my little decor of one more chapter. And then we've got more B. I probably could have put B there and put that on the end, but I didn't. Okay, now the very next shelf. So here is a recent 5-star. Then we start on the C's. So Elizabeth Camden, Angela Carlisle, Melody Carlson, Amanda Cox, Juliana Deering, Jennifer Dybel, Jennifer Delamere, Rachel Dillon, Lynette Eason, Suzanne Woods Fisher, Rachel Fordham, Amy Lynn Green, and then Irene Hannon. Yep, just a few. Now I kept the little bears the same. And then we come down here. So I've got my O'Malley collection by D. Henderson. This is the only way they will fit in this section. They're too tall for all these this row. So my alphabet's a little bit messed up, but that's okay. Then we have Lindsay Harrell, Robin Lee Hatcher, Rachel Hawk, more D. Henderson, because these are paperbacks, Liz Johnson, Karen Kingsbury. And then another 5-star read recent. And then we have my romantic suspense to be read shelf with Tuck Everlasting, which doesn't really belong anywhere on here, but then we come down to the next row and we have Carla Lorando, Rachel Scott McDillan, Diane Mills, Sarah Monzon, Jill Elizabeth Nelson, Dani Pettrey, Randy Singer, L.D. Stoth, Sarah Sundin, Liz Tolsma, Jen Turano, Carrie Taransky. Then we go into my historical fiction unread. So that's all that. Then we come down. We've got Debbie Vigay, Becky Wade, Karen Whitmire, Robert Whitlow, and that's my end of my books. So then I just kind of put little knickknacks, picture, knickknack. Then I have my Latin edition of To Kill a Mockingbird, which is just the showpiece because I can't read it. the John Grisham books that I saved from my haul I did in December, and then just fiction that is not Christian fiction. Then I thought for this section, I could put all the books that I've recently read that I still need to do a wrap up about. So that's going to go there. So as you see, I've recently read Smokescreen. Probably by the time this goes up, I probably already talked about it. I don't know. Then this shelf is still my to be read. So this is mainly contemporary romance, women's fiction. Like this is all kind of contemporary stuff other than the Golden Filly, which is middle grade, I want to say, probably. Then again, just a few decor items and all my love-inspired books. And then the very bottom is just memorabilia. This is my current TBR, so I thought, well, it could stay there. And then just note paper and stuff for cards. And that's it. And then again, the little plastic bins are part of the office stuff. Again, memorabilia, stuff for our vehicles, things like that. I did not change this section at all. We've got office stuff, my nonfictions, yearbook, memories basically. Then classics and Christian fiction or Christian nonfiction. More classics, Bible study devotional type books. Collector type things from my childhood, my parents had, my grandparents had, like kind of just memorable. Other 5 stars, and then the top 2 are pictures. So that is, let me try to back up again without running into the desk. So that is the overview of the bookshelves. Let's go shopping. Let's try this one. Made it to the Christian bookstore, and I've seen a couple of my favorites on the clearance, but I already own. I am here with a book haul. We went book shopping and I got a little bit of footage, very little, because it was just busy and I wasn't really in the right mindset, I think, but it was also busy, which is why I didn't. What I did pick up is Emily of New Moon by L.M. Montgomery. This is the book club with Tammy from Protagonist Pub. So now I have a copy. It's much thicker than I thought it was going to be. It's 410 pages. Right? Is that the, yes. So yeah. So this I can now read. Then at the Christian bookstore, so we went to 2 thrift stores and I found nothing. I did pick up one book for my mom because I knew she didn't have that book and had other books in the series. So I did pick up one book, but I didn't, it's for my mom. Then we went to the Christian bookstore and I did find some stuff. So I got Explosive Christmas Showdown by I can't even say the right names. I got Explosive Christmas Showdown by Darlene L. Turner. This is a love-inspired suspense. This originally came out November of 22, but it's one that I have not read, and it was on sale for $4.99. So then I got The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel, which was $12.99. And this is the book club read, the Christian read along with Krista, I want to say in August, I think. And I was shocked when she did the announcement video that she had never read this book, because I thought this was a book like everybody had read and I was the only one that hadn't read it. But yeah, so that was fun. So I now have that and I plan on joining in on that read along. Then I was excited to find this one. Count the Nights by Stars by Michelle Shocklee. I recently read All We Thought We Knew by Michelle Shocklee, and I absolutely loved it. That I automatically added the rest of her books to my want to read list. And then they had this one in hardcover for $10. I was like, okay, why not? But the book I am most excited about that I picked up, 2 Seconds Too Late by Dani, Pettrey. Brand new release. This is what I used my reward for purchasing an anticipated book with no price limit. This is the one that I decided to pick because this is a book I had mentioned that I was anticipating and I cannot wait to read it. But now I really want to change my May TBR because one of the prompts was a book with a number in the title, and the only one I had on my shelves was When Two Hearts Meet. And now I own this one, so I want to read this one for that prompt instead. But we'll see. Maybe I'll just read both of them, and they both have two. Like that's funny that that's the number that's in both of them. I cannot wait. This is book 2 in the Jeopardy Falls series. And we are following characters that we met in book 1 that I really want to know more about. So yeah, I am so excited for this one. So that is just my small little book haul. 5 books. That's actually pretty good. I'm a little disappointed that I didn't find anything at the thrift stores, but my shelves will thank me because I've just reorganized them, just made some room, and I'm not filling up too much. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video today, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.